you're a photographer struggling to get consistent, high-paying clients, you're not alone. Every day I talk to talented photographers who create stunning product images but struggle to build a sustainable business. They have the technical skills down perfectly, but they're posting on social media and getting no client inquiries, sending pitches and getting completely ignored or lowballed, stuck in the frustrating cycle of one-off gigs and inconsistent income. The harsh reality is, mastering your camera is only 20% of building a successful product photography business. After over 4 years in this industry, I've identified the same 5 mistakes that every struggling photographer makes. And in this video, I'll show you what those mistakes are and exactly how to fix them, so you can start landing those $2,000 to $10,000 projects and start building a business that supports your lifestyle and not the other way around. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1 is failing to master different types of photography. A lot of photographers get comfortable with the idea of a harsh shadow with images like this, and even though these images are phenomenal, you need to understand that brands need a variety of content for different marketing purposes. Otherwise, you're missing opportunities to increase the value that you are providing to clients. For example, if you are creating content for a skincare company, just giving them a simple photo of their packaging does not do them any justice. A texture photo they can use across multiple channels, including the actual product listing. They can add infographics over top talking about the texture, consistency, benefits, ingredients. They can put it in an email newsletter, a website pop-up, because what it does is it gives their audience context. Instead of just stopping there at how can I show this product in the studio, take it a step further and think, how else can I provide additional value? This would be extra services like e-commerce images, lifestyle images, images with models. These are all value adders. A lot of times brands feel like they have to outsource to a bunch of different freelancers instead of just one all-inclusive studio. And if you can position yourself as that inclusive studio, the value that you're bringing to brands has just skyrocketed, meaning they're willing to pay you more for the same services you were already offering. Now, if that all sounded a little overwhelming, let me give you a few examples of the different types of product shots you can capture and when I would recommend using them to make sure that they're most effective. So the first one is going to be flat lay shots. These perform great on social media, especially when you're trying to show a large collection of items. Flat lays are also great for companies because it's easy for them to put it in the background and overlay text, which they can use when they're running sales like this client did here. The next shot is a hero shot. This is the statement image that brands love to use for advertising or website banners. It often makes the product feel larger than life, so it's really, really great for marketing. And next we move on to detailed photography, highlighting product features. Brands absolutely love using these on product listings when customers are swiping through their website pictures. This is typically the kind of shot created with a macro lens that allows you to get really up close and personal with the texture or the packaging or even the ingredients that are featured inside of the product. Another way to add value to the images is in context environment shots that tells the consumer a story. So this would be a messy vanity scene that you've created inside of your studio, or a picture of the product on a bathroom counter or in the kitchen, depending on what product is that you're photographing. There doesn't need to be any models, just little cues that helps the audience understand how the product can fit in their day-to-day life. If you want to take it a step further, you can get into lifestyle shots, which actually show the product in use by a real person. As I'm sure we all know, pictures that have people in it actually perform better because our brains are designed to instantly recognize other humans. So if you can add humans into your images, not only can you design that as an upsell, but it adds so much value to the client and can seriously increase their conversion rates, which once again makes you much more valuable. Mistake number 2 is pricing based on time instead of value. The problem is most photographers are stuck in that hourly mindset or undercharging because they're afraid to charge what they're worth. Or maybe a better way to put that is they don't understand what they're worth and therefore cannot price properly. You think you're getting ghosted because your prices are too high, but in reality, you're just sending a price without sending the value. If you don't attach a value to the price, then why would someone pay you a premium price? Clients need to know all of the benefits that they are getting with your service, so consider what your target market is and ask yourself, what are things that I do already that adds value to them? Something simple is you take care of the entire shoot. That's time they can't get back. You're an expert, a pro who handles everything. As we talked about before, you know how to create images that sell. Speak their language. What is the ROI, or return on investment, that they can expect to get? How do these images help improve their engagement on social media? Focus on the benefits and not just the number of photos that they are going to receive from you. I mean, just think about it. If you're charging $300 for a photo that's resulting in $3,000 in value, why can't you ask for more money? If a client is doing a limited edition launch and you already have an inkling that they are making $50,000 a launch, then how come you don't have the authority to command more for what you are doing? Because without you, they could not hit that number in sales. So consider the size of the brands you are working with, because that is how you can maximize the amount you're making per project. Another thing to consider is that if you are marketing yourself as the cheaper service option, you are going to get the audience that their priorities are the cheaper service option. And when you get those kind of clients, if you've experienced them, they are a pain in the ass. They are a headache, they have 1,000,001 complaints, they're always trying to get something free, and you can't satisfy them to save your life. You should be going for those brands that value quality content, conversions, and assets that they can use across all of their social channels. Because when those are the things that they value, they don't care what the price tag is, as long as that is what they are receiving. At the end of the day, you want brands that are focused on making the most money. Because if you can make the money, they're happy to pay you whatever you want to charge them. I mean, think of it this way. If you look at a successful photographer, they're not charging $50 per photo. They're charging $5,000 for a full campaign, because they understand the value that they are bringing to their clients, and their clients understand the value that they are receiving with that all-inclusive price tag. Mistake number 3 is ineffective marketing. Most photographers are posting content but not getting any leads or inquiries. Instead, they're just waiting for referrals or hoping clients find them on Instagram. I actually recorded a video on this recently, so go watch that if you want more info on finding clients on Instagram. But to actually generate business opportunities for yourself, you need what is called an inbound and outbound marketing strategy. Inbound is where clients come to you, and outbound is where you go to them and bring them in. Instagram is fantastic because you can do both of these on one platform. For inbound marketing, you have to consider, what is my ideal client looking for? What kind of content is going to bring them in? And what kind of content is going to sell them on my services? Alternatively, for outbound marketing, you have to consider what is going to get them to open this DM, to want to respond to this DM, and to then get them to want to work with you. The key to both sides of marketing is consistency, but you have to make sure that you're actually being realistic in the goals that you're setting for yourself. So when it comes to actually creating content, set a goal to create 1 to 5 pieces of content a week, depending on what your schedule is and what your priorities in your life can be. If you have a family and kids, obviously it's going to be a lot harder for you to be consistent on social media. So don't push yourself to burn out. Push yourself to actually make sure that this business infuses with your life. Because if you can't be consistent, it all goes out the window. In terms of outbound marketing, this is where you're pitching to brands. This is where you're going to get that instant gratification. I would definitely recommend pitching to at least 20 to 30 brands every single week. Have a personalized outreach message that focuses on your client's needs and their goals instead of just what's on your portfolio. Then create a system for following up on this process, which I'll get into in more detail in the next section. Now, once you combine both of these strategies together, you've now positioned yourself as an expert who is constantly getting leads, either inbound or outbound, and that is how you create a cycle of a sustainable business. Now, mistake number 4 is something that nobody talks about, and it's not understanding the client's business environment. You see, a lot of photographers focus solely on creating images without understanding their client's industry. They don't research competitors, audience preferences, or market trends. How can you create something that's meant to bring a brand more money if you don't even know what's popping, you know? They miss crucial details about how products are actually used by consumers. I've seen so many photographers use products in the wrong way or highlight the wrong features, which just sends the wrong message. Why would someone continue to hire you if you can't even translate what their product is used for? And they also can't offer any strategic input because they don't understand the business context. Instead, you should be aiming to become an expert in the client's industry. This goes hand in hand with niching down. I always recommend that photographers pick an industry and niche down to kind of become the go-to photographer. And beyond that, you actually get a more comprehensive understanding of the clientele that you are helping. You can start by researching key competitors before every client meeting or pitch that you're going to attend. Use social media to see what competitors are posting, and use businesses following lists or key hashtags to monitor competition. You should always be taking in information even when you're not working with clients directly, because how can you be creative if you're never actually feeding your brain on a continuous basis? You should always be studying successful product campaigns in your target industries. So going along with studying competitors, find the best performing brands in this industry. Even if the brands are so far out of your range that you don't think you'd ever work with them, you never will if you never study them. So study who's succeeding so you can help your clients succeed as well. Next, you should learn key terminology and metrics that matter to marketing teams, because once you know their language, you can speak their language, and that just helps you communicate your value so much better. Next, to make sure that you're understanding the full cycle of the product you're marketing, from development to customer use. This helps you become a better storyteller for your clients. And finally, ask strategic questions to the clients. This demonstrates that you have a business understanding. Instead of hopping on a Zoom call or going into a pitch, letting them do all the talking, ask them questions that no one else is asking them, and I guarantee you'll impress a lot of people. So in essence, when clients see that you understand the wider business challenges that they're experiencing, you're no longer just a photographer. You're a creative partner that's valuable and indisposable to them. That's how we've been able to work with the same brands for 3+ years, all while increasing our prices. And now we move on to mistake number 5, neglecting the client experience. So even though you're delivering great photos, brands aren't coming back. And that's because you are completely overlooking the client journey. You probably have chaotic communication, missed deadlines, unprofessional delivery methods, or making clients feel as though they're difficult to work with. What you don't realize is that the way that you make clients feel is almost just as important as the final images you're delivering. So I encourage you to look at your customer journey and create more of a premium end-to-end experience. This starts with developing a clear, professional onboarding process. This sets the expectations from day one. So I would recommend starting with some kind of welcome packet that outlines your process, your prices, and any frequently asked questions. This is also a good place for you to pop in some reviews to build that authority, and talk a little bit about yourself to get them to know you a bit more. When clients get all this information up front, they are much more confident in choosing you as their creative partner. And when they decide to choose you as a photographer, don't stop at just the welcome packet. Make sure you're setting up consistent client communications throughout the entire project lifecycle. This means that every phase of the project, you should be updating them and making them feel like they're in the loop. So when you send the shot list, and that needs approval. When you're getting ready to start photographing the projects, when they're moving into the editing phase, all the way down until you send them the final images. And when you send them those final images, don't make it a lackluster experience. Let them know that you're hyped up and you know that they'll love the images just as much as you do. Something else you can do is add thoughtful touches to make the client feel more valued, especially if it's your first time working with them. This could be you sending a personalized thank you message, or even giving them a free photo to thank them for choosing you as their photographer. These little things that you can do throughout your process subliminally sets you up to be their preferred go-to photographer. And once you start actually creating these systems, it becomes pretty easy for you to deliver the same standout experience to every single client. So those are the 5 worst product photography business mistakes and how to fix them. You can now take a look at your own photography business, fix all the mistakes I pointed out in this video, and be on your way to booking high-paying clients, right? Well, not exactly. Building a profitable product photography business requires more than just knowing what mistakes to avoid. You need proven systems, templates, and strategies that have been tested and refined with hundreds of successful photographers. And that's exactly what we offer in our full-time product photographer program. This is not a course to take better pictures. This is a system built for photographers who already know how to shoot but need help turning that into a profitable business. It's the exact blueprint that we use to position ourselves as a go-to photographer. When you get instant access to our system, you'll receive our proven strategy to land $5,000 to $15,000 clients with scripts, templates, and a repeatable system. You'll get pricing guides, contracts, and proposals, everything you need to close those deals confidently. A proven client workflow to run your business like a pro, from inquiry to delivery with our done-for-you systems, as well as being able to get feedback, ask questions, and grow with photographers building real businesses. Our students like Rosanna have seen incredible results, so if you're ready to transform your photography skills into a thriving business that consistently attracts high-paying clients, no matter what your starting point, click the first link in the description to get instant access now. Make sure you like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and click here to watch my full free product photography course.